It's 7:30, so we'll go ahead and call the meeting to order. TJ, would you please perform roll call?
Mrs. Best.
Present.
Mrs. Davis.
Present.
Mrs. Epling Skinner.
Present.
Ms. Harless.
Present.
Mrs. Hudson.
Present. Welcome to our very early morning, July 10th Board of Education meeting. My name is Nikki Hudson. I have the privilege of being this year's board president. To my far left is Board Vice President Kelly Davis, Board Member Amber Epling Skinner, our Treasurer TJ Cusick. I almost called you Superintendent. I said a little bit more coffee. To our right, our Superintendent Dr. Bowers, Board Member Stephanie Harless, Board Member Jennifer Best. Please join us for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. May I have a motion to approve this morning's agenda?
So moved.
Second.
No questions or comments? Would you please call for the vote?
Mrs. Best.
Yes.
Mrs. Davis.
Yes.
Mrs. Epling Skinner.
Yes.
Ms. Harless.
Yes.
Mrs. Hudson.
Yes. Motion carries. Don't believe we have any visitor comments at this early hour, so we'll move to approval of minutes. May I have a motion to approve the minutes? I'm sorry, TJ, this is your section.
No worries.
It's okay. Yeah, go ahead.
We have a motion to approve the minutes from the June 24th meeting.
So moved. Second.
Questions or comments regarding the minutes? Would you please call for the vote?
Mrs. Davis.
Yes.
Mrs. Epling Skinner.
Yes.
Ms. Harless.
Yes.
Mrs. Hudson.
Yes.
Mrs. Best.
Yes.
Motion carries. Dr. Bowers, that brings us to section D. No,
Sorry.
you're good.
I'd like to recommend that the Board of Education approve the consent agenda. That is items D1 through D9, D2 through D9, please.
So moved.
Second.
Questions or comments? Would you please call for the vote?
Mrs. Epling Skinner.
Yes.
Ms. Harless.
Yes.
Mrs. Hudson.
Yes.
Mrs. Best.
Yes.
Mrs. Davis.
Yes.
Motion carries. Brings us to requests, questions, concerns from the board. Any this morning? And that brings us to our calendar. Our next meeting is July 22nd, 6:30 p.m. Regular Monday meeting here at the WEC. And then subsequently August 5th, which is first Monday due to convocation, and then August 26th. And with that, may I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved. Second.
Would you please call for the vote?
Ms. Harless.
Yes.
Mrs. Hudson.
Yes.
Mrs. Best.
Yes.
Mrs. Davis.
Yes.
Mrs. Epling Skinner.
Yes.
Motion carries. Thank you, everyone. Ted.